ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति Yes.
So for this verse 13, the word Brahma is translated as Brahman in the text. And you had mentioned something about that masculine in the
Param
last
Brahma.
class, and I missed that one. If you could just explain.
Grammar.
Okay.
There's no philosophy there. Brahman, when we use the word, that is neutral gender. Brahma, when you say masculine, that is Brahmaji. Right? Here he is using the word Brahma. So it is referring to Brahman, not Brahma. Say that Brahma, Akarant.
So this is just Brahma.
Yes. Brahma. Brahma is the term used here. That supreme Brahma. Param Brahma. So Param Brahma is taken as Brahman. That is Nirguna Brahman. Not Brahmaji, who is a creator. What we understand as the Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. That's what I was referring to. So here Brahma is not that. Param Brahma. 13 to 19 is explaining the term Nyayam. What is that Nyayam? What is that is to be known? That which is to be known is the explanation. It's teaching what is it. And he promising that I am going to declare. I will teach that to you. I'll explain. What is that Nyayam? Knowing which, what will happen to you? By knowing what is supposed to be known, what should happen to you? Amritatvaya, he says. What you achieve is Amritattva. You reach that immortality. What is the effect of knowing? In our understanding of knowing about anything, effect is different. If you know something, what happens? So long as you don't know, there's no problem. The moment you know, problem starts. The moment you know what is the taste of Vidyarthi Bhavan dosa. So long as you don't know Vidyarthi Bhavan, Jigirdanda. அப்படிங்களா Jigirdanda. You have had? Where you have had? Not Murugan. Murugan Idli is local. Useless. Madurai Murugan Idli is Madurai is known for that. Right opposite Vidyarthi Bhavan. Got to be updated. These are the fringe benefits of attending Gita class. The moment you know the taste of Jigardanda, what happens? So long as you don't know the taste, how nice it is, nothing. Hey, Jigardanda, you go. Once you get a taste, the moment you know what it is, what happens? Desire starts. The starting point of all desire is what? Knowing. The moment you know, you will start desiring. And that desire is the cause of your bondage. Right? That's what all the religions say. The knowledge of the world leads to desire. That desire makes you do things. That's how you acquire karma, which causes, which is the cause of next birth. Again birth, again death, again birth, again death. Why? That's because of your karma. From where karma comes? Karma comes from desire. From where desire comes? The moment you know. Now he says, I'm going to teach you that which is supposed to be known. Right? What will happen? That's why he says, don't worry, man. What I am going to teach is different from what you know. This Nyayam, not knowledge that you understand. You know of the world. What happens? All that you know about the world leads to desire. Desire leads to karma. Karma leads to birth death cycle. Now, what I am going to teach you, this knowledge will take you out of that karmic cycle. That is Amrtatvam Ashmute. There. This knowledge doesn't do that. So don't worry. It will take you to that immortality. It will not make you a mortal being. It will make you immortal. And what is that knowledge? Knowledge of Brahman. That Brahman, he qualifies with 3 words. Beautiful terms. Each word is a beauty. The first one, Anadimat. Next one, Param. Next one, Nasat, Na Asat. Fascinating one. Anadimat means beginningless. Means there is no starting point. There is no date of birth. You cannot go and ask Brahman, what is your state of, date of birth? See, it's beyond time. Adi means time. Anadi means no time. Timeless. Adi also means beginning, starting point. Anadi means no starting point. So that which has no beginning, beginningless, beyond time, that is causeless. Beginning means cause. Adi means there's a cause, beginning, starting point. Anadi means there's no starting point, there is no cause. What has caused this Brahman? It's always there. It's ever present. That's why it is beyond time. Anadimat. It's Kala Atita. So it is beyond time, he says. Param means supreme. So brilliant, so big, so big, so great, so great. It cannot be captured by words, cannot be defined. Because anything which is limited, it is unlimited. Limited can be captured. Unlimited, how do you capture? You cannot capture that which is beyond. Because any definition that you are going to give is possible with 3 factors only. There are only 3 factors. Desha, Kala, Vastu. Desha, Kala, Vastu Paricheda. That's the meaning of Param. It is beyond Desha, beyond Kala, beyond Vastu, means Guna. There is no qualities. It has no place. Where is it? Where is it not? You can't define. What is the starting? You don't know. Beginning point, you don't know. End point, you don't know. It is beyond all those things. Therefore, what is it, sir? Param means infinite. It's beyond. The moment you say, he is like that, sir, understood is what? He cannot be in any other way. Is it not? It is like that. The moment you define something to be like this, that means it cannot be in any other. So all other doors are closed. This is beyond. Now, how do you define it? So, what do you call it, sir? He says Param. This is infinite. Niradishaya means infinite. It is beyond those any properties, beyond any qualities. You cannot give any particular quality to it. So, what do you call it as? Param Brahma. That is beyond. He gives another beautiful quality. He gives neither Sat nor Asat. Fascinating one. Neither Sat nor Asat. Sat, all that we understand by the word Sat, existence, it's there. Yes, it is. Or Asat means it is not. Do you have 500 rupees? Sat, Asat. You'll say, yes, I have. I'm not asking you to give. I'm just saying. I'm asking, do you have? Yes. Or you say, no. So, carefully follow. You have 500 rupees? Yes. Do you have complete works of Shakespeare? Yes.
Yes.
Someone who says, no, I don't have. Right. Somebody says, I have. Someone says, I don't have. All that knowledge, all your understanding of Sat and Asat is connected with a particular object. Correct? When that object goes, along with that, what happens to the Sat also? Sat also goes. Is it not? Existence also goes, no? Along with the 2000 rupee note, what happened? Existence of 2000 rupee note is gone. Correct? Somebody who has, collectors, fellows will be keeping. What is it? It's a paper. You don't call it as 2000 rupee note, sir. What's the value of that? Value is nothing. But after 150 years, suddenly that note value will become 2 lakhs. You see, weird fellows we are. Today you say it is useless. Right? After 200 years, what happens? Let's say you ask, you will see after the class, these people come here, the collectors of coins, old coins. Now, this is printed in, 1893. 1893 coin? Yes, silver coin. What is the value of the silver? Silver. 5 grams. 5 grams silver it carries. But the value of the coin is only 5 grams of silver. No. Existence is there. After some point, something else. So, all our understanding of Sat and Asat is always in connection to the presence or absence of object or anything, guna. Are you healthy, unhealthy? Are you intelligent? Are you unintelligent? Do you remember? You don't remember. Along with that memory going, your things also disappear. Everything that we transact in world, in life, is existence and non-existence is always connected to a particular object. Brahman is not an object. Therefore, he says it is neither Sat nor Asat. Because you may be wondering, sir, one of the definitions we hear about Brahman is what? Satchidananda, Swarupa, and all that, We say that. Sat Chit Sukham. So Sat is defined. Now suddenly Krishna says it is Brahman is neither Sat nor Asat. Why is he saying that? Sat and Asat as you understand. So existence is always understood in relation to some object. I have, I don't have. The have, not having is connected to that particular object. And what I have can become what I don't have. What I don't have can become what I have. I have can become I don't have. I don't have can become I have. Isn't it? Which means the Sat and Asat are interchangeable. One day it is Sat, one day it is Asat. But Brahman is neither Sat nor Asat. Means there is no interchanging possible. It will not turn into this. The Sat that we understand is always connected to these things. Sat, as far as we are concerned, if it is manifested, we say yes, it is. If you take the seed and break open the seed, where is a tree? You say tree is not. Correct? Is there a tree inside that seed? It's not there. If I say yes, it is, then you will say what? Show me. This is what our Brihaspati is asking. Show me God. I say forget about all that, God and all those things. First to show me the tree in the seed. The day you are able to show the tree in the seed, that day I will show you God wherever you want to see. So tree is or tree is not in the seed. It is neither Sat nor Asat. You cannot say it is. If it is, you have to show. Nor can you say it is not. Tree is not in the seed. I say, okay, wait. Wait for 1 year. Suddenly what happens? Tree is there. So you cannot say tree is not, nor can you say tree is in the seed. Similarly, Brahman. Brahman cannot be defined as Sat or Asat. The Sat that we transact is very different. Existence. Because for us, Sat means that which has come into manifestation. That which has come to the expression, we call it as Sat. Something which is in that unmanifest state, we call it as Asat, non existent. The tree in the seed is non existent. Why? Because it has not yet come to manifestation. The moment it manifests, I say what? Tree is. See, this 13 to 19, no? This is how it will be. You cannot have that joy of, the 20 qualities of a Jnani class. Jnani class will be very interesting. See, this is like, it's such a boring one. No? How do you say it is Sat Asat? What you call as Sat is anything that has come into expression. It is. Yeah, he loves me. How do you know? Expression. He's angry. How do you know he's angry? Expression. Any expression, doesn't matter, Some expression. That, facial expressions also will be taken. Imagine you don't even show any facial expressions also. Then, is he loving or is he angry? That's what the problem is with, Vedanta. You start learning the subject, your expressions come down. In fact, that exaggerated expressions will not be there. Normal expressions will be there. That exaggerated expressions will not be there. Since that exaggerated expressions are not there, we come to a conclusion what? Emotions itself is not there. So we think, Vedanta fellows don't have any emotions. They're emotionless guys. They're full of emotions. But you cannot understand. Why? As far as you are concerned, something to claim to be in existence, it has to manifest. Brahman will never manifest. It's not going to manifest. Therefore, you are going to say what? It is not Sat. Asat means what? That which is non-existent. Can you say Brahman non-existent? No, Brahman cannot be called as non-existent also. So therefore, you can neither call Brahman as something which is existence as per your understanding of existence. Also, you cannot say Brahman to be Asat, non-existent, as you understand something which is never existed. No existence at all for it. So what do you call Brahman as? Nasat, Nasat. So what is Brahman? Anadi. Param Brahma. Nasat, Na Asat. See, all that you understand about life, your existence understanding is based on dependency. It is dependent. Like the color. The color is dependent on the object, no? Like red shirt, what is it? Maroon. Maroon, correct? Maroon, no? Maroon shirt. Manjunath is having maroon shirt. Nice. Burn it. What will happen to the maroon color? That maroon color, for its existence, it's dependent on the object. I want only the maroon. I don't want the shirt. Give. What you will do? Can you? Can you take that? I want only maroon color. I don't want shirt. Then you will bring the paint. I say, no, I don't want the liquid. Liquid I don't want. I want only the paint, only the color. Now, that color maroon is dependent on that cloth. When the cloth goes, what will happen to the maroon?
Also goes.
Maroon also will die, no? When I burn the cloth, right? Color also dies. All our understanding of something to be Sat is based on dependency. It is dependent. Now, Brahman, Sat is independent. When we say Brahman is Sat Chit Ananda, that Sat is independent Sat, not dependent. Since our understanding is always dependent, he says neither Sat nor Asat. You cannot call it as Sat. Because Sat means something which has to be. So all your understanding is dependent Sat. Right? Relative. It's all relative. There's no absolution about it. There's no absolute. Now, what we see as Sat, existence, non-existence. You walk into the classroom, you see people sitting. You say, yeah, there are people sitting. Okay? You walk into the classroom, nobody is there. What do you see now? You don't see anyone. If you see someone, right? When you walk into the class, when people are sitting, you see the existence of people. Okay? Walk into the class, you don't see anyone, you see the non existence of people, absence of people. Correct? On the table, you are seeing the mic. You are seeing the existence of the mic. On the table, you are not seeing 500 rupee note. Correct? If I ask you, is there a 500 rupee note on the table? What is your answer? No. How do you say that? Sir, see, no, it's not there. You are able to see the existence of the mic. You are also able to see the non-existence of 500 rupee note. Okay? With what you are seeing both? With eyes. What a great discovery. Wow. I switch off all the lights. You keep your eyes. Then? Huh? Can you see the existence of mic? Can you see the non-existence of 500 rupee note? You are able to see the presence. Also, you are able to see the absence because of the light. Now, the light is Sat or Asat. It's beyond what you see. It is beyond what is not there. To refer that, he says, neither Sat nor Asat. You get it? That Brahman that pure consciousness is different beyond what you know and what you don't know, what is perceived and what is not perceived. It's different from that. To claim that as different from that, he says it is neither this nor that. Because your entire attention is only on what is there and what is not there. Your entire focus is only on what is there and what is not there. You're completely oblivious to the light. Hmm? To introduce light to someone who doesn't understand what to do now, he says it is neither the mic nor the 500 rupee note. Means what? All that you see as existing and all that you see is non existing, the light is different from both. Fascinating way of teaching. This is the Lakshana. The light exists beyond what is and what is not there. What is there and what is not there has got nothing to do with light. By removing the mic which is existing, what will happen to the light? Nothing happens. By bringing that 500 rupee note which is not existing and bring it to existence, what is going to happen to light? Nothing. It doesn't care. All it says what? Hey, I have nothing to do with the presence of mic or absence of 500 rupee note. Similarly, tomorrow you can bring that 500 rupee note to existence and make this mic non-existent. Still, light will remain what? Independent. It is different and beyond. That's what he says. It is neither Sat nor Asat. Vyaktam or Avyaktam. Vyaktam means manifest. Avyaktam means unmanifest. The seed. Avyaktam is the seed. Vyaktam is the tree. Manifest. Now, your understanding of Sat and Asat is anything that manifests existent. Not manifest, not there. Simple equation. Now he says Brahman is beyond these two things. Beautiful way of communicating, introducing the idea. So first he promises what he's going to teach. Then he explains, he states what is the impact of that. Then he goes about explaining what is. Three things he does in verse number 13. Right? Yes.
So when he says existence, it's not only about the senses, right? It is also imagination.
Everything. Even your imagination also, you'll imagine only manifest.
So then that becomes
Everything.
manifest for me.
Yes. And in the sense, anything that you can conceive.
Yeah.
Anything you conceive. That's why we say, Vivekananda puts it so beautifully. He says, look at all conception about God by human. If buffaloes were to have the congregation and conceive God, what will be their God? That's all. If ants were to congregate and conceive God, how they will be? You've seen this movie, Cars, animation? There's a hero car, there's a heroine car, there is a villain car, there's a comedian car, everything car only. But same formula. What is it? Hero car falls in love with the heroine car, and there is a villain car, then there is a fight, and then they unite together. No difference. You see, aliens, imagination, no. You are imagining how aliens will be, right? Nobody has seen. It's our imagination. Okay. How do you imagine an alien? Aliens also you'll imagine as male, female. You can never think beyond. You can try. Wildest of dreams also, you can never go beyond. Impossible. You go on saying that. But finally, it will come down to what? Only thing is, painting. Nose will be different. They will also have eyes. They will also have nose. They will also have this. Only thing is what? Suddenly they will put one tail. All of that. And ugly. Have you ever seen, aliens more beautiful? Hmm? All aliens. You can never conceive. Not possible. All that you can conceive is called Yakta, manifest. Doesn't matter. It's not only physical. So it is physical perception, emotions, and thoughts. All that. Existence and non-existence. Yes.
Sir, when we are discussing this example of light, even that can be perceived as existence of light in daytime or non-existent during night. So, should we shift the focus to, let's say, the source of light? Because even presence or absence of light is also sarkavasa,
Yes. What is the source of light?
essentially sun, the larger.
Sun, Allah, don't worry. What is the source of the light that you know of?
Flex.
Electricity. What is electricity? Yarko, electrical engineer. Electrical. What is electricity?
There's a hydroelectric principle that causes the electricity.
Electron.
Huh? Electricity.
Electron.
Chemistry teacher. Huh?
Movement of the
She has
electrons.
turned her face. She said, don't even look at me. She said, sir, that's physics, sir. I am only chemistry teacher. Physics teacher or chemistry teacher? Yo. What is electricity?
Flow of charges.
Flow of
Charges.
charges. Flow of charges.
What is charge?
Electrons getting charged and that flows. Correct? Huh? What do you understand? Has anyone seen electron? Have you seen electrons? You understand electrons how? There is electricity. How do you know? You say, switch on the light, sir. You will know. Light is not on. Then bulb we fuse it, like all of you. Fuse for a bulb, Electricity is there. I said, no. Something wrong with it. Yeah, how do you know electricity? Go and touch it. You will know. You understand electricity how? Not from electricity. You understand electricity only from its
Manifest.
manifestations. Correct. From the effect, we infer the cause. If that is not there, this cannot be. Now, imagine you have to teach about electricity to an illiterate. How will you explain? How will you explain electricity to someone who doesn't know what is electricity? In fact, there's an interesting episode in Sigmund Freud's life. He writes, one of his childhood friends from his countryside, after he became, big man, that villager, visited to his to the town, and he has invited him to stay. And the guy came. It was very tiring, So he came, long journey. He came. He said, refresh yourself, have dinner, take rest, see you in the morning. So he took him to the dining, gave him food. The fellow had full. Then he took him to his room and showed that this is a guest room. Take rest, I'll see you in the morning. Next day morning, Sigmund Freud goes to his room. That villager, that poor fellow, his friend, bloodshot eyes, his puffed eyes, sitting. Asked him, what happened to you? You didn't sleep. No. Why? Light. It's not going off. He says, going off means what? Just switch off? No. He says, what? Switch off? What switching off? He goes and he touches the switch. Light went off. And that villager genuinely thought he is doing a magic. And the whole night, that villager was trying to put off the light. How? How he was putting off the light in his house? He's going to the electric bulb, standing next to that and going on. Whole night he was doing that. It's not going off. And Sigmund Freud writes beautifully, says, how stupid. And then he puts a comma of myself. To believe that guy will know how to switch off. See, I should have told him, right? Because he doesn't know. He's seeing, bulb for the first time in his life. So how is he going to understand? He's not going to understand. Remember, many things in life we understand only when it is through the effect we understand, infer the cause. Otherwise, we will not understand the cause. See, the cause is not visible to us. Cause is invisible. The effect is visible. So from the effect we understand. Now what is Brahman? Brahman is beyond this cause and effect. Karya Karana Vilakshana. Different from Karya Karana, cause and effect. The Sat and Asat is what, sir? Cause effect. You understand these things as cause and effect. So it is not neither cause nor effect. So he says it is beyond. For the presence of the mic or the absence of the mic, is light has anything to do with it? Is it because of the light? The absence of 500 rupee note, is it because of the light? But definitely one thing for sure, what is it, sir? Without the light, neither you will be able to see the presence nor the absence of 500. Presence of mic you cannot see. Absence of the 500 also not possible for you. In the darkness, if I ask you, is there a 500 rupee note? What is your answer? I don't know. In the darkness, if I ask you, is there mic? I don't know. Unless there is radium. The clocks they have, no? Old ones. They used to have the radium clock. So you switch off the lights, still you can see the clock. Radium. If the 500 rupee note also comes with radium, then you can. Otherwise, it's not. It is neither Sat nor Asat, meaning it is beyond cause and effect. The cause is the unmanifest, the effect is the manifest. The unmanifest creates this manifestation. It's in the potential form. That is what we call as unmanifest. When something is in the potential form, we call it as unmanifest. When it comes to reality, we call it as manifest, Vyaktam. Vyaktam is Sat. Avyaktam is Asat. We understand only that. So he says, now the question he is asking is, when I say the mic is, right, mic is there, mic is existing. Now the question is that existing dependent on the mic or independent of the mic? Rida, you get the question. Question itself is little tricky. This mic is, right, is there. Now the question is, what is existence in the mic? Mic is, you say, no, it is existing. What is that you are calling as existence in the mic? This is called manana. See, that's what you do that. Then you understand that existence is independent of the mic. What I am calling as mic is an assemblage. Atoms in a particular shape, or the things in a particular shape. I change it, what will happen? It will become something else. So long as the clay is there as a clay, is there a pot? There's no pot, no. The pot maker is there, clay is there. Morning when you are going, you see clay, you see a pot maker and say, hi, good morning. Say, good morning. You go. When you come back, clay disappeared, pot appeared. Okay? Now you say pot is, clay is not, pot is. Earlier morning you said what? Clay is, pot is not. Forget about is not. Focus on what is. When you say clay is, pot is, that isness is dependent on clay or pot. If the isness were to be dependent on clay, then along with the disappearance of clay, the isness also should have disappeared. Rida? எனக்கே புரியல. I'm explaining to you and you are saying I understood. Surprising. Happens, sometimes, the teacher will not understand, but the students can understand. Possibility is there. That's why I said I can go and teach Vedanta. Not the basis of, I can explain and make you people understand. There is a possibility that a teacher may not know, still a student may know. That chances are there. Clay is, pot is. When there is a pot, clay is no more. You don't call it as clay anymore. You call it as pot. Now the pot has come into existence. The clay has disappeared. Again, that fellow does what? He says, no, this is not the shape I want. He brings the pot back and converts and puts as a lump. Now what is it, sir? Just the clay. The clay is existing. Pot is existing. Now, that existing were to be dependent on pothood of the clay. Then, when the pothood goes, the existence also should go. Like the maroon color dependent on the cloth. Along with the disappearance of the cloth, maroon color also disappeared. I burned that, I destroyed the cloth, maroon color gets destroyed. Similarly, along with pothood of the clay, does the existence disappear or appear? It stands independent. Existence stands independent. To communicate that it is standing independent, he says, neither Sat nor Asat. Next verse, Padu. Too much. Can I get too much? Verse 14.
सर्वतः पाणिपादं तत् सर्वतोक्षिशिरोमुखम् सर्वतः श्रुतिमल्लोके सर्वमावृत्य तिष्ठति सर्वतः पाणिपादं तत् सर्वतोक्षिशिरोमुखम् सर्वतः श्रुतिमल्लोके सर्वमावृत्य तिष्ठति.
With hands and feet everywhere, with eyes, heads, and mouths everywhere, with ears everywhere, that exists in the world enveloping all. Avritya tishtati, exist. It is existing, it is there. How? Enveloping all. Sarvam, all, avritya tishtati. Enveloping all, it is existing. See, the last verse, Krishna would have understood. Arjuna did not understand a word of what he said. Right? Satta Asatla, no chance. And this is the style of the teaching. Upanishads do that. This is the traditional way of teaching Vedanta. Traditional style of teaching Vedanta is they always start with the highest direct statements. Then they come down to next level. Then they come down to next level. Then they come down to next level. This is the pattern. They never start from the low and then step up, step up, step up. Not like a very weird style of teaching here. First they will teach PhD. Then come to masters. Then come to undergraduate. And then come to high school. Then come to elementary school. Our education system is what? Growth. Weird way of doing it. You see. So Krishna would have understood that. To conceive Brahman, it is beyond. And Brahman is inconceivable, inexplicable. That inexplicable Brahman, the Upanishads try to explain. And they found one classical methodology. That is what he is adopting here. Now this verse 14 and 15, he is adopting that Upanishadic style. of teaching. This Upanishads try one superb methodology. There's a method of teaching known as Adhyaropa Apavada Nyaya. Adhyaropa Apavada Nyaya. You superimpose and delete. Method of teaching. What is the methodology of teaching, sir? Nyaya means teaching. Teaching method, communication style. What is the communication style? You superimpose and then delete. You may wonder, "Edukku, sir? Why all that?" Say no. That's the style here. It works. It is the temporary acceptance of something and then negating it. Temporary acceptance of the wrong notion and then negating that wrong notion. That is called Adhyaropa Apavada Nyaya. Adhyaropa was done by the student. Apavada is done by the teacher. Student angle, teacher's angle. When you view a scenario from both the angles, your understanding gets complete. That method is called Adhyaropa Apavada Nyaya. How do you understand that, sir? It is very useful methodology. The utility of this is when you are having a wrong understanding of something, to correct the wrong notion, this technique is used. Like we use the technique of Chandrashaka Nyaya. Chandrashaka Nyaya is used for what? To point out something which is invisible, unknown, directed through the known. Pratipaksha Bhavana, another methodology, is looking at it from a different angle. Pratipaksha. Relook, revisit. This is another technique. So there are very many techniques being used. Here Krishna is using this classical Upanishadic technique. For what? To correct the wrong understanding that we have. The wrong notion that is there. The Viparita Jnanam. Jnanam, Ajnanam, Viparita Jnanam. Understanding, non-understanding, misunderstanding. See, Jnanam is the right understanding. Ajnanam is not understanding. You don't know. Right? Viparita Jnanam is what? Misunderstanding. So, this Adhyaropa Apavada Jnaya helps when you have misunderstood something. When you are not having understanding, this will not help. To correct the wrong notion, this will help. Which is the classical style of the Vedas, the Upanishads. They use it. They use it very extensively. Now I am coming to an example. Wait. I don't know whether these things are existing today. I have not seen much. It should be there, I suppose. When I was small, we have seen, this various, the toffees, the candies, that come, the sugar candies. They come in different animals. Remember? Is there? Still there?
And Pongal days, Sankranti, the sugar distribution.
And that is not a, you don't buy in the shop. You keep one lotus you keep. What else you keep? I've seen only lotus in that. Nothing else is there. Useless one. Those days used to have, very interesting one. Even biscuits also I have seen. Biscuits also will be there. Biscuits is more popular, but that it's very rare. That sugar candies, that animal shaped candies, very rare. You don't get it. Biscuits now you used to get. I don't know, fun actually. I got crazy, I tell you. What candy you have? Elephant, camel. The fellow says dog. A dog we don't like. And the tragedy. Like, I don't know how they have that same equation. Huh? This is like the proportion of the carnivores and the herbivores. Right? Like that, these candies also come like that. One line will be there. And 25 zebras and, dogs and, this deer, this, all that you will see. Lion you will not find. And the shop also, you can't choose. That fellow will scold you. Whatever he takes and puts only, that only you'll get. You can't choose there. My God, sir, uncle, give that, give that, give that. What a fight. And one line candy if you get, you feel like actually, lion. Amazing. Kids used to genuinely fight for that. What a fight. Just for that, candy is there. The kids fight, Now, if you go and tell the child, it's sugar only, no. The sugar that is there in that zebra and the lion is what? Same thing. No difference. In fact, there is a possibility that lion can be smaller, zebra can be bigger also. But still, he says what? Lion. Lion candy. Now, what is existing there actually? Sugar. When the child is taking and putting it in the mouth, what is he tasting? Sugar. Whether you put the zebra or you're going to put the lion, it's the same thing. Sugar only. It is only sugar. But this is different, that is different, this is different, that is different, this is different, that is different. All the differences the child sees and gets excited, gets into this raga dvesha. All that is for what? Everything is this. Same thing is what he is saying in the world also. What are we doing? You're seeing the world. Now, what you are seeing the world is accepted by these masters. They say, yeah, correct. Yes. First thing, remember, this is the logic. Anyone who comes to advice, don't start giving lecture. First acknowledge, yes, you're right. Oh, that fellow is an idiot, this fellow is an idiot, that fellow is bad, this fellow is bad, he is a crook, that fellow is this. They say all those things. You say yes. Don't tell him you are a greater crook than all those fellows. Oh, he talks bad about me. Good that he doesn't know how bad you are actually. He knows only this much. If he were to know really, right, be happy. They say you are such an arrogant fellow. You don't know how arrogant I am. Your knowledge of my arrogance is very limited. Be happy. How can you, this is different, that's different. All this raga dveshas, fighting going on. Why all those things? Is because you are believing in the independent existence of the world. Right? Exactly like the child believing in the independent existence. This is different, that is different. The lion is different, zebra is different. Right? Lion candy. When I say lion different, zebra different, candy. A lion is different, zebra different. It is what the child is thinking. So what do you do then? Amongst the 5, 6 kids who are all fighting, you pick that one child who is little older, little elder. One you pick up. You don't pick the youngest one. You know, this the fight always will be there amongst siblings. Because advice will be given only to the. Even today, my brothers agree with me. Even now, says this fellow. Everyone in the house would support only this guy. Nobody supports me. Why? All advice will go to him. You are elder, no? So you should yield. You are elder, no? You should yield. And my sister even worse actually. She is elder to that fellow also. A lady should not have so much. My grandmother, will come suddenly from nowhere. My God, her bias, with the, grandson and granddaughter, ultimate bias she had. Poor thing. How much torture she used to give, to my sister. All that we have to do is party. Finished. Anything. You should. Some maturity should be there to educate. See, immature you can't educate. That's the meaning of it. See, now we understand. At that age, we think that's a great advantage and it's a great disadvantage. It's neither. Somebody who is capable of understanding, you pick up. So they pick up that person and they give. Say, what do you say then? Yeah, correct. First thing you say is what to the child? Yeah, there is only one lion. And there are 12 zebras. Now what to do? He says what? I don't want zebra. I want that one lion. Exactly same thing this will also says. He says what? No. You take one extra also. 6 for him, 7 for you. No. Give him all 12. But I want that one lion I want. This is exactly how we also live. We see the world around us. We understand, our understanding of the world around us has very many aspects. What are the aspects that we understand? There are objects, and there is my body, and my mind and intellect. Correct? Whole life is interaction of mind, intellect, body to the objects around me. Don't say your being's also there, sir. Being also an object only. As far as this is concerned. So there are things around me and me. Me means what? Me has 2 aspects. Body and the mind and intellect. Or you can put it as mind. To make it simple. Say objects, body, mind. Or you can say objects, senses, mind. To make it even easier. This interaction is taken by all of us as truth, reality. We started giving a wrong notion of reality to these 3 things, which is what we call as world. World means sense objects, senses, mind. These 3 are real, and because of the notion of that reality alone, we give reality to the experiences. Right? We believe these 3 are real. Exactly like the child believing that lion to be the real lion, that zebra to be the real zebra. He says, one lion comes, all zebras will run. They keep that also on play. You know, it's meant to be consumed, not to be played with. But you play with it. What are we doing, sir? That's exactly what we are also doing. What is it? This superimposition we have done. What is a superimposition? We have given a sense of reality to the world. Now, what he is doing is, he's saying, all that you are calling as really existing, all this is nothing but sugar candy. So, first, he accepts the existence of what? Of all this, with hands and feet everywhere. Which means what? It has hands and feet, no? Correct? This is what people quote. These verses were the one, which really have a lot of fight. You know, various schools of philosophy gets into this fight because of these terms only. So the very fact that he says sarvada, everywhere, pani, padam. Padam means feet. Pani is hands, which means has hands and feet. Which means Brahman must be having hands and feet. You are having two hands. Brahman will have. Difference. Buffalo. What we have to understand? No? Buffalo. That is what he says. The world is acknowledged first. After acknowledging, what do they do, sir? They remove it. Verse 14, Adhyaropa. Verse 15, Apavat. Beautiful way. So in verse 14, what is he saying? He says, with hands and feet everywhere, with eyes, heads, mouths everywhere. Meaning, all that hands that you are seeing, all that legs, the feet that you are seeing, all the eyes that you are seeing, everything that is existing is not to be claimed by that individual egos. It is his, not yours. And that's the explanation he gives. It is existing. Tishtati. It exists. Like electricity existing. Everywhere electricity is existing. Right? There is not the place where there is no electricity. That's what science says. It is everywhere. But because electricity is everywhere, it doesn't mean the bulb will glow. They may manifest, may not manifest. Bulb may glow, may not glow. Non-glowing of bulb doesn't mean the absence of electricity. Glowing of bulb doesn't mean only then electricity came into existence. It exists with expression, it exists without expression. It's existing, man. So, but first step is what? Accepting. Yes, all feats. So, therefore, what is it? First thing you learn, Adhyaropa. What is the lesson, sir? That is, can't claim anything as exclusive ownership. You cannot claim an exclusive ownership. You cannot say, this is my body. You can't claim. Why? Everywhere it is only his hands. Everywhere it is his feet. Everywhere ears, eyes, everything that is there is his. So he is the original owner. He is the owner, not you. So first step is what? Accepting your existence. Straight away, Upanishad will not say Brahma Satyam Jagat Nitya. No, it will not say that. First, it says what? Yeah, correct. Yeah, of course. All the toffees are there. No, bring all the toffees. Yeah, what is this? This is lion. What is this? This is zebra. What is this? This is elephant. This is crocodile. Each one you can take. You can see all those things. But then you understand what? Finally, it's only sugar. Sugar, 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 sugar. Then the next verse, what is he going to do? He will say, remove the lion, remove the zebra, remove the crocodile, remove all this. What is there, sir? Only sugar. This is called Adhyaropa Apavada Nyaya. You project and then delete. So world is there. God is introduced as the creator of the world, and then the creatorhood is removed. World is there. Yes, sir. Then who's the creator? God is the creator. And then what you will do? God is not the creator. So superimpose and then remove. So that the jiva is superimposed and removed. That's the verse 14 and 15. We'll see 15 next class.